right? I really didn't want my first video to be like this after my, shall we say, channel restructuring, so to speak. But I have to get this off my head because it is absolutely doing my head in. Now, I was half tempted to record this video in French because I'm bilingual, but although I'm bilingual, I can't quite get my emotions or feelings out properly, I suppose, on this subject in French, right? Because I'm only about 95% bilingual. So I might record a French version of this, I don't know, but this is fresh, okay? So if there are any English-speaking Marseille supporters out there, then I hope you enjoy, right? And I hope you understand and agree with what I'm saying. So, I've just witnessed us lose 2-0 to Lorient. Now, I could see this coming, to be honest. There was a hell of a lot of people who were really optimistic about it and thought, yep, this is the game where we're going to bounce back. We're going to bounce back. We're going to do fantastic. Everything's going to be fine. Habib's going to, steady the ship. Everything's going to be all right. But no. Of course not. And why not? Because the players aren't playing for him. The players aren't playing for the club. They've simply stopped caring. They don't care. Ils en ont rien à foutre. I mean, they just don't care whatsoever, right? I could see exactly what was happening as soon as we ended up finishing 25th in the Champions League. The team fell apart from there. I don't even know who to blame at this point. Who would you guys blame? I don't know whether to blame De Zerbi for ruining the morale of the players and being overbearing. I don't know whether to blame Habib for his interviews that seem really good. It seems like he knows the tactics. He seems like he knows what he's talking about. It seems like he's instilling confidence into the players. But then as soon as it gets pitch side, it all falls apart. It's dreadful. It's absolutely dreadful. I've never seen anything like this ever since I started supporting Marseille. I can't even put it into words. We have no midfield whatsoever. It's just not there. Non-existent. Dead. Nothing. The only two players I can think of right now who are our saving grace, and Greenwood is not a part of this, believe it or not, right now, because I do not think he's played well in quite a few games. Igor Paixão. He busts his ass for the club. He tries his best, but you can only do so much when nobody else is trying. And then you've got Rulli. Rulli, without some of the saves he makes, some of the past games, we could have found ourselves in a cricket score. It could have been horrendous. This game, for example, Rulli made a couple of crucial saves in this game against Lorient. Without those two, I honestly think some of the games could have been cricket scores. And look, I don't know how this has happened, how the club has let itself get so far down in the dumps. It doesn't make sense. For a club of Marseille's size, it literally makes no sense to me. Now let's talk about the logo, right? Everyone is talking about the logo, but I must add my 2 cents as well because I absolutely fucking hate it. Right? That's me demonetized. Not that I was going to get monetized in the first place, but whatever. It is so awful. It is so shocking. It's like if you asked AI to create a sort of, generalized logo of Marseille. It's the Volkswagen logo. It is an Inter Milan wannabe logo. And that's not me saying Inter Milan's new logo's good, by the way, because I'm sorry, it just isn't. I cannot believe what is going on at this club. It's like someone within the club is attempting to troll us, is attempting to troll the fans, and it's a question of what do we do? We need to somehow get this club out of this hole that it's in, and I don't know whether that means rioting at the training ground. I don't know whether that means starting petitions, but first of all, we need to get this logo sorted. We need to revert to the old logo, or at least create a better version of the old logo, because I cannot cope with what I am staring at on my other screen right now. It is so awful. It doesn't even encapsulate the O properly. It's just an M, and it's a seriously poor M at that. I can't get my head around who designed it, who approved it, and who went, yeah, bish bash bosh. We'll put that in. That'll do. No worries at all. I'm lost for words. I'm lost for words. Like I said, I really did not want my first video on this. It's not a new channel. I've had this channel since, 2011, 2012. But recently I've revamped it, changed the name, changed everything, because it is mainly supposed to be focused on football. Specifically Ligue 1, Scottish Premiership, and a bit of the Premier League as well. But my goodness, I can't keep my mouth shut after what I've seen today. It is quite simply incredible, and it leaves me thinking, where do we go from here? I mean, I've looked at Wolves, right, in the Premier League, and they're suddenly losing all of their games until the season ends, right? They're getting thrashed. I think they just got thrashed by West Ham or whoever it was just then, like 3 or 4-0 or something. And I think they got thrashed 4-0 the week before. In fact, it wasn't West Ham. It was Leeds. It was Leeds that just thrashed them 3-0. I think it was West Ham that thrashed them the week before. I feel like we at Marseille are doing the same thing. I feel like we're just going to let ourselves get thrashed until the end of the season because the players have simply given up. I was watching a streamer that I really enjoy watching earlier on, who was commentating the game, and he said les joueurs ont démissionné, and he's right. They've just given up. They've totally thrown in the towel. They're not listening to what Habib's got to say. I do feel a little bit sorry for Habib, because I don't think he realised the utter shitstorm that he was taking over. I don't think he realised how horrific it was. But it doesn't matter. You look at his record. He was at Red Star. He did quite well at Red Star. He went to Rennes. He did all right. He did okay. How does that then qualify him to be a manager at Olympique de Marseille? I do not understand the decision making at all. Right? And then Mehdi Benassia. I mean, he's like a drone. He just floats around the club, saying the same thing over and over again in his interviews. Oh, the players know what it means to wear the badge of this club. The players know, what they must do, and they know that they must try harder. Well, guess what, Mehdi? They're not listening to you, mate. They're not listening to you, Mr. Benassia. I respected you as a footballer, mate. I respected you in the Moroccan national team. I respected you when you kicked a ball, but in your current role, you're not doing too well, mate. I've got to question some of his recruitment choices. Nwaneri, right? His first appearance for us, we all thought, oh my goodness, this could be the next Greenwood. What's happened to him? What's happened to him since then? What has happened to Nwaneri? Somebody needs to study what has happened to him, because it is a massive downfall. He loses the ball all the time. He doesn't pick out passes properly. He doesn't look that confident when he's on the pitch. Now, what's happening? I'm asking myself, is it him who's just losing confidence because he can't handle the pressure of playing for the club? Has somebody made him lose confidence in the dressing room? Or, I don't know, maybe somebody up high? Higher up in the club? I don't know. I am genuinely baffled at this situation. And honestly, it hurts. And that's why I had to make this video. I didn't want this to be the first video on this new channel, but I had to make this video because I needed to get some stuff off of my chest with this club. I am currently looking at my wall, on which I have hung up a Marseille scarf with the old Marseille emblem on it, and a Marseille flag with the old Marseille emblem on it. And every time I look over at it, it just makes me sad nowadays. It just makes me sad, because I think, what has happened to us? We went from genuinely exciting football with Rabiot and Jonathan Rowe, who, by the way, I heard on a certain station they call TalkSport today, might be worth 50 million, and there might be Premier League clubs willing to pay 50 million for him now. We let him go because of a stupid little fight in a dressing room, which, I'll be honest, most clubs probably would not have let the player go for at all. We let Rabiot go for the same reason. Now look what's happened to us. Rabiot was the cornerstone of our midfield. He was the bastion of our midfield. Rowe was a fantastic winger who, when we brought on a lot of times, just to name one, against Lyon, when he scored that goal in the final few minutes last season, Fantastic player. Rowe is brilliant. But look what we did. We got rid of Rabiot, we got rid of Rowe, and then look what happened. It is a spectacular downfall, guys, and I just I can't wrap my head around it. I can't wrap my head around it. It's brutal. It's lethal. And to think that PSG are now within touching distance yet again of another Champions League trophy just makes it even worse. Life as a Marseille fan right now is brutal. It is absolutely lethal, and I can only hope things get better, but I don't know about you guys. I cannot see how it's going to get better or where that betterness is going to come from, because all I have seen for the past few months is rubbish. From the interviews from the people higher up, such as Mehdi Benassia and Frank McCourt, to Habib Bey's interviews that make you think that he's going to do something, but actually really hasn't a clue what he's doing when it comes to management. And then obviously the big one, De Zerbi. There was a lot of De Zerbi haters towards the end of the season. Well, sorry, towards the end of his reign, should I say. I was one of them, because I was getting sick of his style of football. I was getting sick of the fact it was bringing us nowhere, and in all fairness, it was probably enhanced by the fact that we went out of the Champions League the way we did. Right? I'm sure that's understandable to most, but now that I'm looking back on it, I would have at least kept De Zerbi until the end of the season, because the guy we went for as his replacement, don't get me wrong, I respect the fact that Habib Bey played for Marseille before, and I respect the fact that he loves the club. But he hasn't a clue what he's doing here. He is a deer in the headlights. It is absolutely brutal. But anyway, I'm glad I got that off my chest. I wish I could say that I felt better, but I honestly don't. But if there are any English-speaking Marseille fans watching this video, let me know what you think. Also, if there are any French Marseille fans that have pressed the translate button if it's worked, let me know if I should release one in French as well. I'm very tempted to, but I probably need to compose myself first, or I will get my words twisted. Okay. So thanks for watching. Merci pour regarder cette vidéo, and I will speak to you guys next time. Hopefully it will be on a happier note.